Weekend was sensational, and for those of you on the other side of the world, happy Sunday. Hope you are enjoying your Sunday arvo, Sunday evening, and getting ready for the week ahead. I know I had an amazing weekend. It was my husband's birthday, so there was lots going on, and I just tell you what, I love Mondays. Mondays are so fresh and so new, and there's a natural inclination for some added motivation and some added energy. So very, very excited to be here, and I trust and hope that you're feeling that too. Remember, if you are watching this going everywhere on all the platforms, if you want to check out the Unstoppable Women on Facebook, we have a Facebook group, and that's where I go live every day, Monday to Friday. Hello. So make sure you're a member of that group. We will be putting in a calendar of what my topics are this week that I'm going to be talking about this week. So if any of those topics resonates, head on over to the Unstoppable Women to catch me live every single day during the week. And make sure, if you know of anyone that needs to help unlock their unstoppableness, that's so a word, but if you need help to unlock your power, find your courage, and step into your full potential, if you know someone that also needs that help, make sure to share this. So share this on your page and get them to come over to the Unstoppable Women group, where I can help and serve even more. Housekeeping out of the way, let's get into today's video. So today I wanted to talk about the first secret to being unstoppable. A quote came across my desk, which was, believing in yourself is the first secret to success. And I want to talk about believing in yourself for a bit, because I don't think we talk about that enough. Can't say at high school, when I was learning maths and English and science and geography, they went, okay, now just as important as all those subjects is believing in yourself, loving yourself, trusting yourself, and acknowledging your own power. Those kinds of classes were not at my school. And I think they should be. So I want to talk a little bit about why believing in yourself is so important. No one can believe in you for you. So I don't know if you've ever had external belief. When someone goes, I know you can do it. I believe in you. You've got this. That only helps to the extent of that you believe them. So if you really believe in them, and they say, you've got this, I know you can do this, I believe in you, and you really trust them and you really believe in them, then sometimes that external belief can rub off onto you, and then you've got that belief. Most likely though, you go, oh, that's cool that you believe in that. Okay, I hope you're right. Or I hope I can prove you right. I better do it to be good for you. And you go out there with this hope and this wish that you can be what this other person believes you to be, but you don't believe that. And that's a dangerous, sad, unproductive place to be in. And so part of being an unstoppable woman is being your own champion and believing in you when nobody else does. I know it's something I learnt very young, and I don't do it all the time. But I know there's many cases in my life where I was very, very lucky that the world said you can't, and I said, I don't need you to believe I can, because I believe I can. And it's a very amazing place to be in. I love being in that world, and I make an effort to be there more often and create my world there. So for those of you that are feeling that that's your world a little bit, people telling you, and let me know in the comments, are you feeling that people are saying you can't do that, you can't be that, you could never have that, and the world and you and the people around you are putting limits on what you can have, what you can do, and what you can think, then the only thing that matters, and the only thing that you can rely on, and the only thing that you can change, is whether or not you believe what they're telling you. And it's a weird thing, belief. Like people always used to say to me, they still say to me, be realistic. you need to be realistic. That's not how the world works. And I'd giggle and go, that's how my world works. Now, I'm not saying don't live in the real world. I'm not saying if you've broken your arm to go, oh, well, I don't believe I've broken my arm. In my world, my arm isn't broken. I'm just saying that how would anyone ever know what you can achieve and what you can't? Because they're not you. And when you start to really, really acknowledge that you are made up, do you know that we're made up of the same things as stars? Did you know that? So when you look up in the sky and you see, and do you know that stars are suns? So they're suns very, 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 very far away. And they're hugely fiery and hugely hot and hugely powerful and hugely energetic. And what they're made out of is the same elements that we're made out of. Like we have carbon and we have oxygen and we have all these things. Now, I've probably got the astrophysics or people saying, no, what she's saying isn't completely accurate. But go with me. At a base level, we are made of stardust, which I love. So if we're made up of what stars are made of, and stars are infinitely powerful, and I shouldn't say infinitely because stars do die and their energy does diminish hundreds of millions of years later. So do ours. But while we're shining brightly, we have that energy and we have that power. But if the star doesn't believe that that's possible, or if you don't believe that's possible, then we're never going to step into what we could be. And you'll know that's right because why do humans have such an obsession and such a adoration of humans that do things that are impossible? Like we love the Olympics and we love to hear, stories of survival because we're just like, wow, how did that human do that? Because it reminds us that all humans we're made of the same things. We've got bones, we've got flesh, we've got blood, we've got all these things inside of us. There's not something that makes someone have the power to do that and you not to. You have that power to do it. It's just whether or not you're using it. Because the only thing that differs or changes in humans is their brain. Would you agree? Like, I know there's difference between men and females and there's difference in heights and there's different in everything. But at the end of the day, when someone does something and someone else doesn't think that they could be capable of doing that, it's just whether or not they set their mind to it. And whether or not they set their mind to something is whether or not they believe that the outcome's possible. So what do you believe about you and about what's possible for you? I have a poster just to the left of me under my whiteboard. And part of that poster is what Natasha has done. And it's called, instead of impossible, so it doesn't say Natasha's impossible accomplishments. It says Natasha's I'm possible accomplishments. And then on the other side of the page, it says Natasha's future I'm possible accomplishments. And I've done some impossible things. It's really, really I'm possible things. And I'm going to do some amazing I'm possible things. So what's that list for you? What's your I'm possible things that you've done already? And what future ones will you create? But I think it's super, super important that we realize that we've already done I'm possible things. And when I'm saying I'm possible, realize that the rest of the world calls them impossible things. But that's why I love that word. Because it was impossible to bend a piece of metal and fly from one side of the world to the other. That's pretty impossible. It's impossible to talk on a little thin thing of metal, again, and use this to get all the information that ever existed on the planet accessible on my fingers. That's impossible, but it's possible. So what impossible things have you done, and what impossible things will you do? Because the only thing that changed was someone believed it could be done, so it was done. No, thank you to the Wright brothers. Thank you to, who's the Apple guy? Steve Jobs. Thank you, Steve Jobs. Thank you to all these visionaries, to all these people that went, yeah, I think it's possible. And then they went to make it possible. So part of being unstoppable is for you to start to believe that you can do impossible things, and you will do impossible things. And the only thing that changes from not being able to do impossible things and being able to do impossible things is just whether or not you believe you can. So let me know in the comments. I would love to know what's resonated, what you're thinking about, and if you feel comfortable sharing, I'd love to know what impossible things have you done and what impossible things will you do. Have an amazing day, guys. Sending you so much love. And if you'd like to check out all the rest of my lives, make sure to head over to the Unstoppable Woman group. You'll see the link in the chat bar, and also the channel guide, the TV guide for this week, so you can see what's going on. Lots of love. I'll see you guys soon.